Wish we were chasing waterfalls somewhere in North Carolina. And I wish I was holding your hand while your hand was holding.
Welcome to another episode of the Tailwaters Fly Fishing Podcast. We have a special episode today as we approach our 1-year open anniversary. Tonight, we'll have both owners and co-founders of Tailwaters Fly Company. Join us as we reflect, laugh, and tell stories about the last year. Thank you for all of your support to date, and we can't wait to see what year 2 has in store.
Welcome to another episode of the Tailwaters Fly Fishing Podcast.
If you didn't notice, we're doing something a little bit different this week. This is John, and then my wife, Mandy, who also helps manage the shop.
Help manage. Co-owner.
Co-owner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wife and co-owner.
Wife and co-owner and official manager. So we are here tonight together talking probably a little too quietly and weirdly because we're afraid we're going to wake up our 6-year-old daughter who's asleep right now. But we are coming up on our 1-year shop anniversary. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to kind of get together, talk to people about what's going on, how we got here. There's probably some funny stories between then and now that we can talk about.
And it seemed like a good opportunity to introduce ourselves officially.
Yeah, exactly. But like every other podcast episode, we should probably lead with a fishing report.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to start or?
I'll just start by saying we went out on Sunday and we came home more quickly than we had planned.
Yeah. I think about the same time, but we got off schedule and then we were forced to get back on schedule very, very abruptly and harshly
by incredibly heavy rain.
Yeah. So, family fun Sunday, get out on the boat, drift to Holston. We put in, up by the grates, floated down to Big Springs, thought that was going to be a pretty fun family float. We've done it before. Started pretty casual, dry dropper, had some spinning rods in the boat too, caught fish in a number of different ways, had a lot of fun Euro nymphing them. Our daughter Emily got really involved netting fish and letting them go. It was once we were in a kind of a specific spot and that started working, and she was really excited, just releasing like lots of fish. So that was great. And then she had to go to the bathroom.
So we had to abandon it.
So we found a really good fishing spot, and we had to pull anchor to do the boat potty thing in a more secluded area. And so we got done with that. We floated down another couple hundred yards, and then started raining. And I kind of thought like, okay, it'll probably rain for about 2 minutes and then blow over.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
No.
Do you want to describe what happened?
What it felt like was just buckets of water pouring down onto my head. And knowing that we still had quite a ways to go to get out. Yeah.
So for people who know the river, we were kind of at the horse pasture. And
that's where it started raining.
That's when it started raining real hard. And we had to row down to Big Springs. And, I thought the rain would kind of ease up at some point, and it just didn't the entire time. I think at one point I joked, like, do you think it can rain any harder?
Yeah.
And then I think
it actually did. Yeah. But you did notice in all that rain, sulfur's coming off.
Yeah. I saw sulfur.
Yeah. Which I could not appreciate in the moment because I thought we were all going to freeze to death.
But you do now.
But now I do.
And by the time we got to the boat launch, like I was so wet, like I could have stood in the shower for 10 minutes and I literally couldn't be any wetter.
So wet.
you guys got in the car and I just chose to stand out in the rain because I didn't want to get a little bit more comfortable and then go through the process of getting like wetter and colder again.
Well, where would you even have gone?
Well, in the car.
Oh, in the car.
Yeah. When you guys were in the heated car warming up and I was just standing in the cold.
Yeah.
But I met two nice guys who were going out striper fishing. They were having a beer and looked like a good idea. So I had one. Well, you guys went and traded cars.
Yeah.
Because we made the bad decision of self-shuttling as well on Sunday.
Yeah. We debated it for a long time. And we were like, I'm pretty sure I said, oh, it's always a little annoying at the end, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And it definitely was. It was not ideal that day.
Yeah. That's but the fishing's good for people out there.
Yeah. If you don't have a 6-year-old in the boat without a rain jacket, you probably still could fish and do well in that situation. But
yeah. So fishing's good. September's going to be even better. In honesty, the Holston's been fishing really well this year. We've had a lot of cold water. We have more big resident fish in the river than we have in years past. I just probably talked about this on the last podcast, but sat through a TU meeting with Jim Habera and from TWRA, and he presented some of the shocking report data, and it was shockingly good. Lots of fish in the slot is kind of the takeaway. And then you have the lake run fish on top of it. So it's been a good big fish year, which is awesome. And I think it's going to be real good this fall. Yeah.
And the weather is like really nice, unless you're in a sudden downpour.
Yes.
But otherwise it's really nice for fishing right now.
Yeah. So that's the report. So
good report.
Where do we want to go next?
Well, maybe we should just like officially introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
At least me.
Yeah.
Because not everybody knows me.
I know. Yeah. I have the unfortunate, I don't know. I don't know. People see me more often.
Yeah.
I'm not real crazy about it, but
John's been fishing his whole life, basically. Whereas I've been fly fishing since I met you. I feel like maybe our second date was you teaching me how to cast on a baseball field.
Okay. Yeah. I was, when you mentioned the date, I was remembering going down the Haw River in the canoe and almost swamping it and you falling in the water.
Because I'd never been on a canoe before. But yeah, so I've been fly fishing for 15 years now. Yeah. But you've been doing it for
35-ish. Yeah.
So rightfully, you're in the shop more than I am.
Well, yeah, but you're awesome too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do a lot of the background work, like computery stuff, putting stuff on the website, doing all the posts for Instagram and stuff like that. Just the pictures. You do all the actual posts.
We have very delegated responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will create a graphic and you will write a cool caption.
Yeah. What else do people need to know about you?
Well, you bring up an interesting thing because I thought it would be a good idea for us to provide a few interesting facts about each other that people might not know. I mean, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Do you want to go first?
No, I want to go second.
Okay, so I'll say the interesting fact about you first.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is that you're kind of unofficially ambidextrous. You probably can't write with your left hand, but you definitely fish with your left hand. And in my opinion, you prefer to fish with your left hand. Because when we go fishing together, it feels like we're always approaching a run or whatever, from the angle where the best cast is with your left hand. Can you confirm or deny that?
I can confirm that. Yeah.
Prefer the left hand?
I don't notice. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that sitting here right now, but I definitely believe you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Second fun fact about you that people might not know is that you have a physics degree.
I do. Believe it or not, still use some of the crazy technical stuff I learned from working in a lab in doing our ordering and whatnot with some of the crazy Excel stuff that we do on the back end. So good times. Couple crazy facts about you. So one, you're a UNC alum and huge UNC basketball fan. Two, you're from Los Alamos and
New Mexico,
and love green chilies, and people from that area know what that means. And then the third thing is, I think your biggest dry fly fish to date is bigger than my biggest dry fly fish to date.
What?
Yeah.
What's your biggest dry fly fish?
Well, I don't know, but it's not as big as yours. If I'd caught one as big as yours, I think I'd remember it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, that's pretty good.
And I've been thinking about that because this is kind of a little bit longer story, but there's basically someone who's come in. He actually guides now, and he mentioned meeting us one day on the river, and just that we were super nice to him and his dad some years back, and he remembered that. And I mean, I don't know, this is a while ago, and so I knew who he was, but I didn't remember that specific thing. And then his mom and dad actually came in this last week and mentioned that, and he said the dad mentioned that he was out with his son. You'd caught that big fish on the dry fly, and then we talked to him in the parking lot, showed him pictures, gave him some flies, and he was just like really appreciative. And anyway, so I was thinking about dry fly fish, and I was like, I don't think I've caught, because it was something like 21 and a half or 22 inches.
It was exactly 21 and a half.
21 and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
21 and a half inch brown on a sulfur, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a spot that was kind of a secondary spot because someone else was fishing where we wanted to fish. And so we had Emily with us, and we were just looking for anywhere to catch a fish. And you stuck a pretty good one.
Yeah. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
Which was exciting.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to tell people about me having a master's degree in Hispanic literature.
I was supposed to say that. Yes. Mandy also has a master's degree in Hispanic literature.
Yeah. Which
Spanish
means,
literature?
Well, Hispanic means people who speak Spanish. So any country or people that speak Spanish, I study their literature. Or I did.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah. Love it.
Thanks.
Well, should we move on to just kind of talking about the shop, or
Yeah, I think like the first and most important thing to me is kind of just to say thank you to the community, in particular the guides in this area, because they've just been so kind, so welcoming, and like so important to the shop just existing at all.
Yeah.
And honestly, everyone has been so positive and so kind that it sort of like feels like the guides are our family to me.
Yeah. I'd say like we've got a really good set of like core customers that I just think of as like really good friends, and a lot of them are guides, some of them aren't guides, and like, I mean, we'll just hang out in the shop sometimes and shoot the shit. But we've just got like really awesome people who come into the shop a lot. Yeah. And I mean, even some of the guides will like bring their customers in either before they start their day or at the end of the day. And especially if they know that they tie flies or that they're kind of like a little bit more into the sport than just like a passing interest. And It's just like so helpful, and we appreciate it. But even the other fly shops too, like people come in who work at other fly shops, and I know that sometimes they'll send people our way, and we try and send people the other way if there's people in who are looking for something that we don't carry. So it's just been really pleasant and working well, and we're really lucky in that way.
Yeah. Like I feel like opening a fly shop in this area, it could very well have gone the other way.
Right.
Where people could have been like kind of exclusive, and people could have had grudges and been like, oh, you shouldn't open a shop and we're not going to come in, blah, blah, blah. But literally everyone has been so nice and so welcoming. It's been really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree. So where do you want to start on opening the shop?
Well, so we officially opened last year on Labor Day.
Right.
Because Labor Day last year was September 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we decided that was going to be our opening day, like 1 to 2 days in advance. Like, we were just like, oh, should we open on Monday? Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. And there was kind of this like long lead-in process where we were there was like the research phase, and it's like, is this like a terrible idea, or is this a good idea? And maybe too, just to back up, like there's other fly shops in the area. And so it's like, why are you going to start a fly shop? Seems like kind of a dumb idea. And honestly, like our thought was not, hey, let's be the, I don't know, third, fourth, whatever it was, shop in the area, and we're just going to be cooler than everybody else, or people are going to want to buy their, say, drawed from us instead of the shop up the road. Like that's not what it was. What we are doing real specifically is kind of catering more towards technical fishing gear. And by that, a lot of it is fly tying gear. Mm-hmm. So the thought is, probably 9.5 out of 10 really good fishermen tie their own flies. It's just kind of the way it is. And it's really hard to get fly tying materials like in person. We've been living out here for a couple years, and even in this area, which has such a robust fly fishing community and I mean, number of guides is kind of staggering. Like we were having a hard time just getting stuff that we used every day. Mm-hmm. So then you end up ordering online, and we sell online, so we're not knocking it too much. Half the time, like something was a different shade of olive than you thought it was going to be, right. Or it was slightly too big or slightly too small. Like if you order, say you want to try a new like hook, mm-hmm. like not being able to pick it up and figure out like how long the shank actually is, like hook sizes are a freaking mess. Mm-hmm. And does the bead that you're using even fit? Mm-hmm. So anyway, so we felt like there should be a physical shop that sold a ton of fly tying stuff, and then other technical gear as well that's hard to carry in most fly shops. Right. And kind of so some of those things are like different leader materials. Like we carry pure sempe, mm-hmm. which is, kind of for micro leaders.
Which was really exciting to get when we were opening, because it was like, we're getting this from France. Mm-hmm. Like direct from France. It was so exciting.
Dude, going into the freaking bank in Bluntville and getting that wire done was a nightmare. But
there's not a lot of people doing business with France in this area.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're trying to carry technical gear. And one thing that I should say that's part of the thesis or thought process is this type of shop, like we're really lucky, can't exist in a lot of places. Like the only reason it can exist here is because of the number of guides in the area mm-hmm. who use really technical gear, tie mm-hmm. their own flies. The number of people who basically live here to fish mm-hmm. Is really high. And then also there's a lot of people who travel to this area to fish who may not have a fly shop back home that carries whiting hackle or, one of the many hooks that we have on our wall. So, so this type of shop can't exist in that many places. And that's kind of the niche that we were trying to fill. so yeah, that's kind of the overview on the shop or whatever, and why we decided to open. But it kind of with the long lead in. So we decided to do this. We had a vision for what we wanted to do, and we started. We'll get to the space in a minute, but we started like ordering stuff. We had no idea like how much stuff we needed to fill our space. We just had boxes like stacked on top of each other, like lined up and down the hallway.
Before we even got to that point, I feel like this is something that I have a huge appreciation for, is you would just sit up at night after we got our daughter to bed and just like tap away on the laptop, just literally taking thoughts in your brain for like what we should have and what we need and putting them down. And it was like literally everything that went on a hook in the shop just came out of your brain. It was just like, you were like, if I had a fly shop, this is what I would have in it. And you had like this massive list just straight from your brain to an Excel sheet, to an order, and then in a million boxes in our hallway.
Yeah. And there was definitely like kind of the first couple were pretty exciting. And then it got stressful because you'd be like, I don't remember where the crystal flash is. Like, have we lost the crystal flash? Is it ever going to emerge again? I have no idea. Like, yeah. So, but it was like that for everything, basically. And like I said, like we had no idea, like, does that cover a wall? Does it carry does it cover half a wall? Does it cover 3 walls? Like, no freaking clue. Like we did a couple estimates or whatever, but no idea.
We like measured a few products and we were like, okay, if we hang them this far apart, and we tried to like extrapolate it, but it was just like
too much.
It's just impossible.
Yeah. Let's talk about the space. So
first of all, we're very lucky to have that space.
So lucky.
And super lucky to be working with the landlord we have and Josh, the property manager, who also runs the coffee shop, who is amazing. It's been such a good experience.
Yeah.
All around.
And so we had decided that we wanted to do this. We're really going down the route. And we kind of looked at like the listings of what was on market and that kind of thing. And man, I had a couple ideas that in retrospect were kind of dumb.
Like the empty Rite Aid in Elizabethton.
Yeah, that one.
Terrible idea.
It's just like, we just need space and we'll have stuff and people come. And I think that's true to some extent, but like we got real lucky with this space. So we'd seen some places and there were some places that were okay, but not perfect. That one was far from perfect. And you had realized that this place even existed.
Yeah, I was just like Google Maps stalking Bluff City. And I was like, here's the coffee shop. Here's the tap house. What is in this space in between? And I think I was like, John, you need to drive by and see if anything is in that space. And if not, you need to like walk into the coffee shop and ask them if we can have a shop in that space. Yeah.
And I feel like I kind of drug my feet a little bit. And then finally, I can't remember what happened, but there's one day where I don't know. It was like, you have to do this. And so like, not excited about it, but drove over there, parked, looked in. I'm like looking in the windows and stuff. I'm like, I don't see anything. And it was just like, it was basically like empty office space at that point. Like,
yeah, like they had redone like the floors and walls and stuff. Like Josh had redone it all. So it like looked really nice, but no one had moved in yet or anything. Yeah.
And like, I mean, really not. I mean, yeah, it was like if you had a desk job and you just needed to get out of the house and be in a room, like it would do that. But like you wouldn't like parade someone in and like show it off as your like fancy, I don't know, like if you were a lawyer or something, you probably wouldn't like bring your corporate client in or something.
Right.
But I remember like going in, looked totally abandoned. Not totally, that's kind of harsh. But anyway,
No, but
no one was in there.
No one was in there, but also Josh was like actively doing work in there, I think. So there were like, it was like totally empty, but there were like some tools and stuff around.
Oh yeah, so there are like tools
Yeah.
and stuff in there. And so I like I remember just like barging into the coffee shop and just like being like, I need to know who owns this building. Is anyone in there? Is anyone renting that? And Josh, who's the property manager, also manages the coffee shop. And it was just like pure coincidence. He kind of had these like wide eyes because I looked like I was insane. And
because you are insane.
because I am. And he was like, I'm the property manager. And I was like, okay, let's talk about renting that place. And like we very quickly like put together like a rental agreement. I guess that would be what, a lease? Is that the technical term for it?
Technical.
And moved on it really quickly. And the other funny thing is I remember that we had like verbally agreed on a bunch of this stuff, but like didn't have like a contract. And then I had to fill out all this like business paperwork about our address and stuff. And I was like putting it in there and we didn't have a lease signed. It's like, man, I hope this works out because.
Well, but the other thing to mention too is that the shop space used to be 2 rooms.
Right. Yeah.
So it was 2 rooms when we first looked at it, and we were looking at basically like just the front room being the shop, and we were like, "Gosh, it's small. I don't know." And then I was like, "Hey, we should see if they could just like knock a hole in the wall." And you were like, "I don't know." It's like, let's just ask. So we asked Josh, and he was like, "Oh, let me double check it with the owner." But yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
And he just did it in like a weekend or something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he's so talented. He just was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll make you a doorway here. It'll be great."
And the other funny thing is like, I felt like we knew I feel like we wanted it. We felt like we probably should have it, but it wasn't clear that we absolutely 100% needed that second room added on
at the time, because we just had the stuff in boxes.
Yeah,
we didn't know how much space
we're
it would
trying
take.
to save money on overhead and all that, and if we hadn't done that, it would be impossibly small, like not possible to exist.
The wall of whiting would have no space.
Yeah, we might not have a whiting wall. That would be awful.
No, we couldn't be open without that.
No.
It's key.
So we got that. And then hanging slat wall was so, I was like jacked up because I was all excited that we were making progress, and it's like tangible progress, and you see it kind of come together and it looks kind of nice or whatever. But like hanging slat wall was
the worst.
Horrible.
It was horrible.
It was so bad.
Special shout out to my dad.
Yes.
For helping us. Even though he doesn't listen to this podcast.
Yeah. Shout out, Mark.
But we could not have done it without him, because they say it's like each panel's like 80 pounds, we decided, right?
Well, I forgot about
and
this.
You have to hold it up. So first of all, you have to like check the walls for electricity to make sure you're not going to drill into a wire. So we did all of this like stud finding and marking, and that took ages. By the end, I was like, I'll get electrocuted. I don't care. Let's just put the screws in the wall. But like, it's 80 pounds. So you have to hold it up, line it up, and you have to try to get it level. So you have to like put the little wood shims underneath. And then you have to like put in a million screws to hold it to the wall. Yeah. It's just so intense.
The other thing I was going to mention is, do you remember having to move the slat wall inside when it was delivered?
Yeah.
So we didn't know exactly when it was going to get there, if I remember right. I may be like obscuring some of this. And then I'd been fishing. You tell the story. I don't remember.
Yeah, because you weren't there for like half of it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You tell it. You were there.
Yeah, I remember moving it in.
You were there.
It's mostly me and my dad doing it. Basically, it just came earlier than we were expecting that day. We knew it was coming that day. I think it was supposed to come at like between like 1 and 4 or something. So you had gone fishing in the morning. You were like, well, I'll go over there at like noon. And then you got a call from Josh that was like, they've delivered this giant pallet of slatwall, and it was like 11 a.m. So you were like, I think you were over on the Watauga somewhere.
I remember exactly. Fishing was really good.
Oh, where? Oh, you're not going to say where you were.
Well, I probably shouldn't say out loud.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But so we live 5 minutes away, and my dad was here to help us. So he and I jumped in the car and like drove over there. We just started like picking up these massive slat wall panels and carrying them. They had dropped it. They were supposed to bring it like inside, but for some reason they couldn't get it through the door. So they had dropped it around the corner, like around the corner of the coffee shop. So we had to carry each panel around the corner, and it was like July, so it was pretty hot.
It's pretty hot.
And Hunter, the owner of Brothers Brewing, was there, and his motorcycle, like this really nice, super nice motorcycle, was parked like right in front of the coffee shop. My dad and I were just like wibble wobbling this giant slat wall thing like right across in front of it, and he like came out and he was like, "Do you guys need help?" And we were like, "We won't knock over your motorcycle, don't worry." Because we hadn't met him before. Turns out he's actually just really nice, and he was just offering to help us. Yeah. But yeah, so we ended up like taking turns carrying it because it was so heavy and so hot.
Yeah. And then we finished up right before it started raining.
It started raining.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you and my dad actually ended up doing like a bunch of the end ones by yourselves because I just laid down because I was too hot. I just laid down on the floor in the empty shop.
Oh, man. I had blocked that out of my memory.
Yeah, me too. That was horrible. It took forever.
Yeah.
It took so long to put the slat wall up.
So another kind of funny story about the shop was the getting the building painted. And so it was your idea. And you did all the legwork. You found the artist and all that stuff.
Yeah, basically, Corey Ingalls is the artist who did it. She lives in Greenville, but kind of works in this area doing murals and all kinds of awesome artwork. But I think I just somehow, I looked her up in the Johnson City Artists Registry, because that's a thing that exists. That's cool. And I looked up everyone who did murals, and then I would go to like their website and see if they had any like fishy stuff. And so she was listed as doing murals, and she had like fish prints, like on her Instagram. So I Instagram stalked her and was like, "John, we need to do a mural. We want this girl to do it. It's gonna be awesome." And I made like little cutout, like a little paper cutout thing to show the landlord what it would look like, which I think was helpful.
Oh, yes. And we actually had a meeting with the property manager where we basically had the building, we had the cutout, and then you could put each trout pattern behind the building cutout thing, and it would like look like the building was colored that way, painted that way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe, but it.
Yeah. So we had like a brook trout print that was modeled on the building. There was a rainbow and there's a brown trout. And the funny thing is the building owner said, like, you can do it, but you cannot do the brown trout. Yeah. Because
it was too yellow.
It was too yellow. Yeah.
So they were like, you could do the rainbow. We were like, yes.
Yeah.
Take it.
We took it. And then, so to be honest, we were like thinking about it. We, honestly, I was probably a little, I don't know.
You were hesitant at first.
I was hesitant
because it's like a big investment up front. And like you said, we were trying to keep overhead really low.
Right.
So you were hesitant, and then you kind of started to come around, and then I got hesitant and I was like, no, I don't know. I don't know if we need it. And then somehow we ended up like both on the same page. Yeah. And we were like, okay, let's just do it. It'll be worth it.
And one memory I have is like we were open that first week. And then on Friday, like towards, I don't know, 4:00 or something like that. Like I walked across the street with Emily. I think it was with Emily, but I walked across the street And there was a guide out there, Brad Burchett, who was he had like a trailer issue with his boat, and so I walked over and we asked how we were doing or whatever, and I was like, oh, we just opened up a fly shop across the street. I remember Brad like looking over to where our shop was, and saying, "Oh, when are you guys opening?" And it was like, oh my God, like we don't have any advertisement. Like we need people to know that we're there as soon as they drive past, But I will say, even after we did it, you would have people coming in being like, I drive past this place every day. I never knew you guys were here. And you'd be like, well, what did you think the big trout mural was? And they're like, well, I don't know. I didn't notice it because I drive past here every day. Like you should have a sign on the other side of the road.
I mean, to be fair, we did not have a sign for kind of a ridiculously long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone listening to this ever was there, like in the beginning days where we had our little yellow fly shop arrow. It was like a little arrow that just says fly shop. We just stuck it in the window.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good. And then the other funny thing about the building, mural is once we pulled the trigger, once we got it started, the first night that Corey started working on it, so she got the paint out and ladders and all that stuff, and there was some sort of like family event at the baseball field.
They were showing the Sandlot on the baseball field, so we took Emily to see it for the first time, which was awesome. It was
awesome, except for the fact that we're over there and I look across the street and I see this bright yellow going up on the building. And I didn't know how you paint murals. I didn't realize you do like layers and that kind of stuff. It looked to me like she was painting the brown trout, and I freaked out because I was like,
panicked,
I was like, that's the one thing they told us not to do. Like, what's going to happen? We already feel like we put a bunch of money into this, and now do we have to like rebuy all the paint? And like, I don't know, but I was very worried.
We had to like scroll back through because of course I was like just communicating with her on Instagram. So I had to scroll back through all the messages to be like, did I actually tell her which one we wanted?
Mandy, what's in the contract? It's on Instagram.
And I was like, I don't have a contract. I don't know. We did have a contract. I just didn't know where it was.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was frightening for a moment.
Yeah.
Turns out we just don't know how art works.
Yeah. Especially me.
Especially you.
Especially me. And then the other thing that was kind of funny about opening is, so we'd been hanging the slat wall. This is pre-mural. We hung the slat wall, and then like there's just like a million things to get up on slat wall hooks on the wall.
Yeah.
And so I was just in there like surrounded by boxes. Oh, and we were putting the labels on everything, the price stickers and everything. And it was kind of this like just crazy like jigsaw puzzle type of thing. And just like complete disorganized disaster. And then you'd have people who just like wander in and they're like, oh man, looks like you've got a lot of fly tying stuff. This looks awesome. And like they'd end up talking to you for an hour. And so like when we opened on Labor Day last year, like I was not ready. Like I didn't think that the shop was like kind of up to where I really wanted it to be. Thought we needed more stuff. I wanted it to be a little bit more organized. And then like even some of the furniture, like I wanted like better furniture in there. Some of which we still haven't upgraded. But people just kept walking in and I was like, okay, we just need to get it up, get it open, and we can improve on some of these things over time. And so that's what we did, is we just like opened quickly before I was ready.
Yeah, but to do that, you had to go in like at night again after we got Emily to sleep. It was like, okay, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to hang stuff up on the walls until I'm too exhausted, and then I'll come back home. And you did that for like 3 nights, I think, just before we opened, and you got everything on the walls.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
That first week was rough. It was a little bit of, I just felt like I was like kind of recovering whenever anyone wasn't in there.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the reasons you had to do it at night, because people kept coming in. You were like, I can't get stuff on the walls. People keep coming in. I'm going to have to do it at night. It's like, oh, fine with me. I'll be asleep. But to be honest, too, I thought for sure that like I would have to be the one to be like, this is how we're going to organize it. This is where we're going to put stuff. But
Mhm.
you did a very good job.
Thanks. You generally do a much better job on that stuff. But I'm glad.
Thanks. But yeah, you did it.
Thanks.
You did a really good job, and I was surprised and impressed.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. So then we opened. We had like 3.5 weeks, and then Helene happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird.
Yeah.
It's probably not the best phrasing, but like it was.
I mean,
crazy.
Yeah, I think it just caught everyone off guard.
Yeah.
And like being a brand new business, we just had no idea like what to do, how to act, how we could help.
Yeah. And, I think, we made whatever personal donations we could. And I felt like that was great. We donated a certain percentage of proceeds on certain days to different relief efforts. But, it was interesting going through that with people, and like, there just like a couple stories kind of stand out. Like one of the guides that we know, he had a tree fall on his house from Helene, and he had a trip booked the next day. He has wife and kids, and like he went out. He's like, I need to pay my bills. I probably need to pay for some of this tree damage. Like I need to run the trip tomorrow. I know this thing just happened. Like I got to do it. And so,
I can't imagine
doing
that. Like that's so stressful.
And I think everybody, the vast majority of people that I know, like did what they could. And some people were different because they had different levels of responsibilities and different means and everything else. But it was a really weird time. And even so, like talking about that particular guide, like the Watauga, for example, was literally flooding people's houses, the Watauga River Lodge. I mean, like, I felt weird even just driving. Like we drove to Wilbur Dam one day to look at it and kind of tell people what's going on. And the other thing is, even like local reporting was really bad because all local newsrooms have been like had their budgets cut huge over the last 10 or 15 years. So like I felt like even just having information was really hard. So we drove to Wilbur Dam. It felt really awkward and weird because like you'd literally see water just running through people's houses because they were releasing like 10,000 CFS. And then you go over to the Holston, and the Holston, like, I mean, it was a little high. It was 3,000, but it was like fishing really well. And so anybody who was trying to support their family running guide trips was like going out there and catching, doing really well. Yeah. And then even like people who are coming potentially to fish, some people canceled their trips because they didn't want to, I don't know, do the wrong thing, go to an area that was being like too hard hit.
Right.
And then the guides were like,
please don't cancel your trips.
Please don't cancel. I gotta put food on my table.
Yeah.
So it was just like a weird thing to think. The big one thing that I'd like that really it did for me though was it kind of put a lot of things in perspective. And my biggest takeaway was just being pro everybody. Like we kind of thought about like how to thread the needle on like, I don't know, promoting certain people or supporting people, or like, who do you repost and what do you say and all that stuff. And my big takeaway that was really easy coming out of this was pro everybody. I don't care if someone cut off a friend of mine at a boat launch 3 months ago. Like he might not have known what he was doing. He might have had a bad day. Doesn't even matter. Pro everybody.
Yeah. And I think that event really made it obvious. Like, I think how unique and special the community is in this area because everybody was doing everything they could to help. And I don't know, like, it just seems like everybody dropped everything they could to help. Yeah.
Yeah. And we got really lucky. Our house wasn't impacted. The fly shop wasn't impacted. Like Trophy Water flooded. The
Yeah.
building got mold in it. Some inventory got damaged. Like, yeah, we
were so lucky, and yeah, it's so hard to just think about what it would be like.
Yeah,
otherwise.
and maybe to put like a fine point on it too, although this is going to be an incomplete point, but like so some people have largely recovered, or in our case, we really didn't suffer much at all.
Mhm.
But there's some places, like if you go to Irwin, it looks like a bomb went off there still, and
Mhm.
we're almost a year out. Trophy Water closed their shop.
Mhm.
They're still doing guide trips. Watauga River Lodge, they are just reopening.
Wow.
and having people stay there again. So people are still getting on their feet. Support people how you can if you're thinking about coming to this area. But yeah, that was a really weird thing to have happen like less than a month in.
Yeah. And besides it being scary for everyone in the community, for our shop, it was kind of like, well, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Like, we hadn't planned on this at all, which that's how everyone is.
Yeah.
We have no space to even think about it, but
it
was just wild.
Yeah. But also for anybody thinking about coming out here, the fishing is really good now in the South Holston and Watauga have really held up really well. And the numbers of larger fish, like I mentioned earlier, are higher this year than they have been recently. Let's talk about some funner stuff. So what are some fun things about the shop or stuff that you like about it?
My favorite thing about the shop is our clients. Like, people in general in this area are so nice and kind. The guides have been incredible, so welcoming. I feel just so much love for all of them, honestly.
They like you more than they like me too.
Well, it's not surprising. That's what they tell you, but then when you're not there, everyone misses you. So it's okay. Yeah. I think if we could, we would both be in the shop all the time. Yeah. But it's just physically not possible because we don't have enough space. Yeah. And I need to be like doing little computery things. And so, but yeah, definitely if we could, we would both be in the shop all the time because it's so fun. And all the people who come in are really cool. And it's just been like so awesome to meet so many unique people. Like Rat Cross, having him just come in and be like, check out how awesome my artwork is. You can sell it here. That was amazing. Because his artwork is awesome. Yeah. And I love what he's doing where it's like approachable for people. Like art for the people. Yes. It is so affordable and it's so awesome. It's just such a cool thing to have in a small community. Stuff like that has just been amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree with you. And then another favorite thing of mine is the beer tying things that we're doing. So back when we lived in the Raleigh-Durham Chapel Hill area, I used to go to these things like twice a month, and the officiant at our wedding had started organizing these like way before they were cool, like way before, like way, way, way before Malcolm, way before. They were always cool. And just to be clear, he's not. It's more like an age thing. He's not a clergyman. He's just a friend. He's such a good friend that we had him officiate our wedding. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we've carried that on here. And so we typically do like 2 to 3 a month. And we do 2 next door. And then sometimes we do another one over at the Fly Box or somewhere. And that's been really fun. Just like a good hangout, good time. See what people are tying. It's such a cool group of people that comes to those as well. Like, it's all those really cool, interesting people that we've gotten to know in the shop. And it's such a nice experience to have everyone like get together, share a drink or some food, and all be doing something that's like a shared interest and all be like learning from each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is really cool, I think.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
And a lot of times a lot of the guides like have to tie the night before their trip to kind of keep up with what they need in their box. So it's like they could either be tying alone at home or in this group environment, and it's pretty fun.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. And then also, speaking of fun things, we did our first 101 class recently.
Yeah.
That was cool. And like it was cool because we had some completely new people. And then we also had some people who like had been coming in for a while and just like asking little things here and there. Like Carter and his sister came to the class, and they've like these are two kids. And I still remember the first time they came in. Like we have kind of like older like free fly tying material and stuff that we give to like kids and veterans and people just getting into it, so to kind of take the edge off, because you need a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, and it can be intimidating when you're first getting into it to be like, I have to buy everything in the world to get started. Yeah.
And they've kept progressing and stayed super interested. I know we gave them some books, and like then they came to this class, and they both were like casting really well and having fun, and that was kind of a blast.
And after the class, he bought his first like legit vise.
Yeah.
He bought a Renzetti vise right after the class, and he was so excited. That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. There've been a lot of like weird little memories like that. Like, there's two people who came in. One of them's a couple, husband and wife, and they bring their daughter sometimes. And he's part of Project Healing Waters, or participates. And then I remember they came in, and she was just like, her eyes kind of lit up, and she just like visibly looked excited. And they went home, and I saw him post something later about his wife, a picture of her tying, and said something like she hasn't been tying in X number of years and was just excited to get back into it after being in the shop. And it was just like, I don't know, just really, really cool.
Yeah. It feels really nice to be able to help people feel good in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, I think we're going to hit on this at some point, but one of my favorite things about the shop is like you've worked in a couple office environments. I've worked in office environments, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, like you go in on Monday morning, and like not everyone's excited to be there. Whenever anyone comes into the shop, 99.9% of the time they're excited to come into the shop. Like, almost everybody goes into the fly shop because they're excited about something. And it's just kind of cool to like, I don't know, basically have a little bit of the best part of people's day,
Yeah. I love when you say that. What you always say, like, if you're mad and grumpy when you're going into a fly shop, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like, this should be the highlight of your day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. It's really awesome to get to be like the highlight of people's day.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing too is like, the dog's scratching to go out. Okay. So the dog's back in. Looks like we're recording again. So hopefully we don't have to edit too much of this out. But we were talking about the things that we like about the shop, and the fact that like what we're selling, like I feel like so good about basically. And so like fly fishing in particular, like really helps people. So there's like specific programs around it because it does such a good job. There's like Casting for Recovery, Project Healing Waters, and like it's therapeutic, whether you have like a big trauma going on or you're like just stressed out because of work. And go outside, go fly fishing, kind of get your mind back in a good place. Also, like if you just talk to your doctor or health person or whatever and was like, how do I be healthier? They probably like near the top of the list would probably be get outside, do light exercise, and that's pretty much what fly fishing is. And honestly, we're trying to like provide people with the stuff to do that offer them good stuff at a really competitive price. We're selling stuff online, and you can't overcharge people for stuff if you're doing that. And we have a philosophy that if we're going to sell it online at a certain price, we're going to sell it in store at the same price whenever 100% of our stuff is like that.
Yeah.
So like, I just feel good about what we're doing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, you will not sell something if you pretty much have not personally tried it.
Yeah.
Because there have been like a few things where I've been like, oh, what about this? And you've been like, no, I've not had a chance to fish that. We can't sell it.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything in the shop is John approved.
Yeah. And honestly, even as I know to begin with on the gear side, so we've been like very technical stuff oriented. That's not really overlapping that much with other shops. When we first started, when we first opened, the rods we were carrying were largely like good value rods. So if someone was out here on a trip and they fell and broke a rod, they could get one at a reasonable price that was high enough quality, it would fish well.
And part of that is that it has been very important to both of us, but especially to me, to be a place where people can come to get started fly fishing without feeling intimidated and without feeling like they have to spend $1 billion and be like an oil baron to participate in the sport. So part of it is that, as well as like having value options for people who are just getting started.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to make it super approachable.
Yeah. It's really important.
Yeah. But as we started carrying like Diamondback rods, for example, I just feel like that was such an authentic fit because one, it is like a good value, like for a very good fly rod, like $6.25 is a pretty good price for a lot of that stuff. And the Aeroflexes are more like $5 and change, whatever that is. But also we'd been fishing long, like 10 and a half, 11-foot rods for like 10 plus years fishing out here, and really honestly feel like it gave us a lot of advantages. Yeah. And so when we started carrying it, it just felt like, I hadn't been fishing that specific rod, but I'd been fishing that style of rod for so long that it was just very natural. And it's still kind of uncommon, weirdly, that kind of 10 and a half plus foot Euro nymphing rod. Most people don't really use them.
Which is wild because they are amazing. Like, yeah. I don't think I could go back to fishing just a 9-foot rod. I
know, like as we, like sometimes we'll float and we've had our legacy 11-foot rods in the boat, and you fish it, and then you put a 9-foot 4-weight, 9-foot 4, 9-foot 5-weight in someone's hand. It almost feels like you're picking up like Emily's toy rod, like it just doesn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah. But also like with the decision to carry Diamondback rods, like that was not something we took lightly, because we are so committed to being like kind of fitting in our area and being a low cost place for people to come, that it was like a big deal to start carrying like legit good, more expensive rods. But basically we got the opportunity to fish them and they were freaking amazing. Yeah. It was like, oh yeah, we have to have these. Yeah. And like you said, they're not like super expensive. So
yeah. I forget where we were at, but
I think we were just talking about like what makes us feel good about operating the shop. What we're like
helping people have a good time, and so.
Oh, you know what another one of my favorite things is?
What's that?
When people bring in their dogs.
Yes, that is one of your favorites.
So bring your dogs.
And babies.
I'm never there when the babies.
I know. I've seen Braden's baby like 4 times. And you haven't seen it once.
Well, that
Bowman.
That's like what we were talking about earlier about like how I almost feel like the guides and the locals and stuff are like family. Is like Braden FaceTimed you from the hospital.
Yeah.
When their baby was born.
Yeah.
And you got to see the baby like really soon after that, which I'm super jealous. But and like we're getting to go to Corey J. Smith's wedding. So it's just like so special.
Yeah. What are some things that surprised you about the shop, running the shop?
I forgot what I was going to answer to this question.
Well, I took notes, so I can lead.
Please.
So probably the most surprising thing to me is that we're selling soaps and candles. So
Speaking of, I've been waiting to light this candle for you.
So yeah, that's generically not the type of shop that we were aspiring to be, but
I was always hoping to sell soaps and candles.
We
I'm just kidding.
We had someone come in who mentioned that their friend was doing this, and we looked into the company, and they were doing all kinds of like good stuff and donating a certain percentage of proceeds to good causes.
Yeah, so it's Tailwaters Soap Co.
Yeah,
which just happens to be very similar to our name. And this wonderful woman she does a ton of stuff with casting for recovery, and she hand makes all these candles, soaps, and lip balms with like natural ingredients, and they're all really awesome, and they smell really good, and they're like fishing themed. And she made all these custom Holston candles for us.
Yeah. And she does an amazing job. Like you just like pick it up out of the package and you're like, that's really well
it's
done.
Incredible.
And then like a ton of guides will buy them for their wives and girlfriends. A ton of local people who fish will get them. People who are traveling to the area are like, whoa, that's a great idea. And I just went on this trip. Maybe I'll bring something home to my wife or daughter or whoever. And they've been way more popular than I would have guessed. Just,
Yeah. Quick question. What's your favorite scent?
Holston. Holston's my favorite scent.
Holston's the best.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I also really like skunked, both because it smells nice. It's like lemony and clean, but also because I feel like at the end of a day where you might have gotten skunked, you can just kind of light it and like zone out and like maybe feel a little bit better. Light your candle and have a beer and just move along.
Man, we should have lit a candle yesterday after that rainy trip that we had. It's miserable. So that surprised me. This is going to sound really dumb because we own a fly shop, but I'm surprised by the number of flies that we sell. because
you have always tied your own flies,
like,
so you never buy flies.
I periodically like buy a sample or something, or like you travel somewhere and you're like, okay, give me 6 flies and
give me 6 flies and all your information.
Amazing customer.
We love all customers equally.
Yeah, and then but yeah, I historically, even to this day, I tie. I feel like it's a responsibility now to like fish bin flies to make sure that they're working the way that they should. But yeah, the number of flies that we sell surprises me.
That definitely caught us off guard. Like
very much so.
We were just shocked when people really started buying flies. We were like, oh my God, we're gonna have to order so many more flies. Yeah. It was kind of a panic for a minute.
Yeah. When we first bought our flies, I was like, oh my gosh, we just put all this money into flies and like we're never getting that money back.
Yeah.
And then we doubled down.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. Not everybody has time to tie flies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the ability or whatever.
Yeah. And kind of along that line, the percentage of our business as guides is kind of surprising to me, like super high percentage. And I feel like we really sell flies is like during the busy season. Like it's not day 1, it's not day 2. It's like day 7 where someone's had like 7 days straight of trips. And then they're just like, I'm not tying tonight. I'm going to pick up flies.
Or just like, I literally cannot. I will not make it if I have to stay up and tie flies tonight.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
You know what has surprised me is fly fishermen as retail customers are very different than like regular retail customers.
Mm.
So I worked in retail when I was younger, like selling clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And there, like, people expect you to clean up after them and get stuff out for them. Like, people expect you to fold all of the shirts. Like, they don't mind just picking up a shirt and leaving the rest of them in a pile.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the shop, people will come in and like, because we're in such a small space, you sometimes have to dig to the back of what's on a hook.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to pull everything off a hook
Yeah.
to get what you want. And whenever I'm working in the shop, I'm always like, oh, well, I'll put that back for you, because that's how people would treat you in regular retail. They would just give it to you. And fly fishermen are very much like, oh, no, I've got this. I put it back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fly fishermen pick up after themselves in the shop, which I definitely did not expect given how fly fishermen behave in their homes.
What are you talking about?
No, but it's been very interesting to be like, oh, and also fly fishermen almost never want a receipt and are kind of weirded out if you try to like force a bag on them. Because I'm always like, here, bag and receipt. And people are kind of like, no, I have pockets.
But you know what it is too? Is like, they're so considerate. They're like, I know that costs you money and I want to help your margin. Like, they're just like, yeah. And it's very considerate.
It is. They're very considerate.
Yeah.
Like, way more considerate than normal retail customers.
Yeah.
And like someone was in recently and I was like, oh, they bought like 6 or 8 flies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, we have these little pucks. Like, why don't you grab a puck? And they were like, oh, that's okay. Like, we have a fly box in the car or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I pointed out that our little pucks are biodegradable, which is why they're that like green color. And they were like, oh, well, yeah, okay, I'll take one now. So like, they're cognizant of like the environment as well. So like, trying not to be wasteful.
Yeah.
It's just very different from most people out there, I guess.
Yeah, totally. The other thing that's kind of surprised me is the merch. Like, people buying merch and stuff. I know that you like picked up on this way before I did. But like, I never had like been like, oh, I'm gonna like go into a shop and buy their stickers or hats or whatever.
That's because you're not normal.
I know I'm not a normal person. And it's been really cool. Like, what people are excited to put our hats on, put our shirts on, put our stickers on their stuff. And like, it's just been like fun and cool.
Well, part of that is because Grayson did our logo.
Yes.
And she did such a good job.
Yeah.
And like, basically we were a nightmare to work with on that front, because we were like, we maybe have an idea and it might be this. And she like did an awesome like sketch of it or whatever. And we were like, no, we don't like any of that. We have to change like all of it. And she ended up changing it and like gave us some good ideas, and she just made it so awesome.
Dude, I remember, so we we kind of have the logo, we kind of have like the reel, the circle and everything, and then we have the hook in the middle. And I literally remember telling her, I want the hook to be meaner. And like, if you don't fish, like if you don't musky fish or streamer fish, like that means nothing.
Yeah.
And she was very nice and made it meaner. And I don't know how that made any sense to her.
I don't know, but she's awesome. She did such a good job. I would highly recommend her to anyone who needs any artwork of any sort.
I'm still embarrassed by meaner.
Oh, yeah. It was. Yeah. We were like, I don't know, help. And she was just like, here are several amazing logos.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we'll take that one.
Yeah. Grayson Campbell for anybody out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did such a good job. And I love our logo, and I just want to put it on everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the merch has been really fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah. What else do we have to cover?
Well, so speaking of like merch and kind of random products that we have in the shop, what's your number one favorite product that we have in the shop, if you can pick one? And what is your like really surprising thing that you really like or think is cool that like you never would have been interested in before we owned a fly shop? Okay. I'm going to start on the first one. I'm actually going to list more than one because so first thing is the fly hubs by Preston. That's something I've been using for like 10 years. I was using them like before he was even commercially producing them. And for like
$20 or $25, it's the best value tool. Like if you tie more than one fly at a time, it is just such an efficient thing to use. And one thing that's been really cool is that it's something I really believe in. It's something I've been using for 10 years. You can tell someone for $20, you can have this thing that like is one of my favorite items at my vice. And then, so you kind of like, I tie with it. It's at the tying bench in the shop. And then like you'd start to see a couple of them at the beer ties, and then you see more and you see more. And I think we're at least at 50% people using them now. Maybe a little bit more than that.
That's very cool. That is such a like unique and cool thing. And you've used that for years before we opened the shop.
Yeah.
Even like,
yeah.
And the same one too.
Yeah. Yeah. I find he changed like the look of them and stuff. So I got one of his current ones.
Oh yeah. He did like our logo. Like he put our logo on one for you, I think.
Yeah. So that's been cool. The cider wax has been cool. And like, there's a whole backstory about High and Dry filling a gap and everything, but it's just cool to have that, be able to have that again, carried in the shop. Some of the leader material that we carry is super awesome.
Cider wax real quick. Just recently we got it in glow in the dark.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
I probably just jumped over that because I'm really embarrassed that I haven't been able to do much night fishing since we got it in the shop.
Wow.
Actually, I haven't done nearly as much this summer as I was hoping to.
Just to repeat for everyone listening, we have a 6-year-old and she's very high energy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
bedtime is all hands on deck here.
Yeah.
So night fishing is tough.
I did get out before dawn the other morning with Houston. So it's not like it's not there at all. It's just not as much.
It's just not as often as you'd like.
Yeah. So that's awesome. The cider wax, the leader material that we have is awesome. It's stuff that I use all the time that I would use, makes a huge difference.
The Maxima Chameleon and the Pierre Sempe.
Maxima Chameleon, Pierre Sempe. We have the Rio cider material and we have Cortland cider material. So we have a pretty good variety. I mean, it's stuff that has made a huge difference in me catching specific fish. So anyway, I'm in big fish. So, that's awesome to have.
Yeah.
Very authentic and I'm excited about it. What else am I excited about? Oh, like payette paste. That's something that, Malcolm turned me on to back in the day. As much as I hate to admit it, I like it more than mucilin. And that's been, I mean, I use it all the time. I feel weird if it's not in my vest. All the High and Dry floatants that we have. It's been awesome.
Yeah. The wheel of floatants.
The wheel of floatants.
It's one of my favorite things that I've added to the shop.
Yeah. What else? I mean, honestly, the other thing too is like our whiting selection. I'm like very proud of.
Yes.
Yeah. Very. That's exciting to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when we were talking about opening the shop and at the beginning of starting to order stuff, whiting was very central to kind of the idea behind the shop.
Yeah.
Because it's like something that is hard to find, really hard to find in person, essential if you're like tying good flies, and like just to have it and have as much as you can in person is like a huge deal. Yeah.
And even like, I mean, even just like some of the Cocktail Leon saddles we have, like you look, I mean, we have literally like 10 of like the, let's just say dark Pardo or medium Pardo or whatever. And if you just go down that line of 10, each one of them look different.
Yeah.
So if you're not there in person, it's just really hard. And I just feel like it's kind of a cool thing to have in a physical shop, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And I think having that for us has been really cool. Like a goal And to be able to continue to carry it now that they're selling direct to consumer is really awesome.
And then another one, and this is, I'm going to do a little bit of a tangent on this, but Blaine chocolate stuff in general.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, I'll just use the Shanks as an example. Like, Shanks are great, and I love carrying them. One major part of it, like, let's be honest, like a shank is a shank, and like, is his shank like 4 times as good as the next competitor? No, it's a shank. But you know what? He really did a lot on the Game Changer platform. He did a lot to popularize that stuff, and I'd really like to support Blaine because of that. So everything else being equal, I would love to buy a Blaine chocolate shank and use a Blaine chocolate shank. The same goes for his flies. And I actually want to do like kind of a whole like deep dive podcast on this, but even within our fly bin. So Russ Madden as an example, he gets, with his circus peanuts and other flies, tires get like royalties for patterns they develop, and they'll sign up with a company like Montana Fly Company. And so Montana Fly will have Russ Madden's circus peanut. But then what'll happen is like another company doesn't have Russ Madden's circus peanut. So they'll have like Bob's
elephant peanuts,
almond fly or something like that. And then like
3-ring nut.
Yeah. And there's kind of like 2 things with that. One is that the original tire like doesn't benefit from that in any way. And then the other thing is they may not have like the creative influence with that second one. And so there's a lot of nuance. I mean, some flies it doesn't really matter, but other flies it really does. And if you don't tie them a specific way, they don't swim right. And they look fine in the bin. But they swim horribly. And so it's a big deal for me from a quality perspective. And then also from like just an ethical perspective, like the number of fly distributors that we buy from is like way more than any other shop I talk to. And part of it is because I feel like there's certain patterns that we have to have as a shop to fish our waters really well. And I'll basically do whatever it takes to do that. And then the other thing is like, look, I'd much rather buy from the company that has the originator of the flies on their staff receiving royalties than the competitor who's like doing knockoffs. So, that's kind of a little tangent, but so Blaine chocolate stuff is something that I enjoy carrying in the shop.
Which we haven't really talked about this yet, but like having Blaine come to the shop and do the class was so cool. So to be completely honest, I know I think a couple friends of ours helped establish us with Blaine, give us credibility, but also in like Marvin Cash was one person in particular who really went out of his way to be helpful, had us on his podcast, helped reinforce that would like help us get our foot in the door with Blaine. And, you know, I was honestly having a little bit of a moral dilemma because he'd left Flyman. Flyman was selling a bunch of his stuff. And like as a tying shop, we need to sell stuff to tie Game Changers. We need to sell shanks. We need to sell hooks and everything. And what I wanted to do was support the person who'd developed it, popularized it, evangelized it. And it was it's a huge deal in a lot of ways. And obviously like Blaine's one of the biggest names out there, and to have him come to your shop is like really awesome and amazing. But like, it feels good to like, just know that you're like supporting him at the same, it's not just about like advertising for the shop. It's just like what we're doing lines up with who we're trying to support, kind of our values and all that stuff. We're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marvin Cash has been incredibly helpful and kind to us. Like,
So kind.
just really amazing. And
Yeah.
like we've been talking about, he's one of many people who've been just really positive and supportive and helpful, who didn't have to be. There's nothing in it for people to be helpful to a brand new shop, but everyone has been so great.
Yeah. And even like after Blaine came, he went on Marvin's podcast and they talked about how awesome our shop was basically for like, it felt like an hour, but I think it was like 4 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes. But like they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to like, maybe they were like, that could have been like a before the call type of thing that you never publish, but like they put it out there and it was just so freaking nice, you know? Yeah.
And Blaine Chocolate was very nice when he came. Like I kind of expected, because he's such like kind of a fly fishing celebrity. It's like, he'll probably be like really aloof and like kind of just like running through the script, because he does these classes all the time. But he was like so serious about it and so into it. Like you would have thought it was his third time teaching the class, because he was so like into it. Yeah. Which was really cool.
And I felt like somehow just kind of like made it a informal type of thing. And like the whole class was pretty informal.
Considering we had to jam everyone into the space.
Yeah. It was our first time doing a class in our new room. And the next time we're improving our setup every time. Let's just put it that way. But he was awesome and it was informal and it was just a lot of fun and people just loved being there. And
that was a really cool thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing more stuff like that at the shop as we keep going.
Me too. Yeah. The classes that we've done too have been fun. I'm looking forward to the next ones. And I'm looking forward to doing more with other guests. That's going to be really cool. I'm going to be torn though too, because I'm going to want to attend every single one. And I don't know how feasible that's going to be.
Yeah. If anyone's curious, whenever we have like classes on the weekend that John does, we have to have one of my parents drive up from Greensboro, North Carolina to watch our daughter so that I can work in the shop and John can do the class. Yeah. But it's worth it. It's worth it always.
Yeah. 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 Well, since we're kind of talking about, we're like giving shout outs and talking about that stuff. I was going to go through a couple others. Like one thing so first of all, Robert's Wood Company was awesome and doing all our custom like wood fixtures and stuff like that.
Yeah, so he built our custom fly bins because we had this whole idea of what we wanted, where we wanted these modular plastic bins. And we basically counted out all the flies that you wanted to carry and how many bins we'd need and whatever, like got the measurements all together and gave it to him. And he put together this amazing piece of furniture.
And the thread cabinet.
Yes. And the same thing with the thread cabinet.
Yeah.
So those were incredible.
Yeah.
It's sort of, our shop is sort of built around those in a way. He did a great job.
And then we've also got awesome neighbors. So we're basically like in the luckiest place ever, because we'll be in there and sometimes the coffee shop will be like, hey, we made this drink to post on Instagram. No one's going to drink it. Would you like this amazing special latte that we made up? I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And then Brothers Brewing is right next door. And when they're canning, sometimes not every can seals. And so someone either have to pour it out or someone has to drink it. And, we're there. So that's kind of nice. And
what I'm hearing here is Garbage Can John is ready to accept the slightly off products of all of our amazing neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we've got the Tap House, and we do a bunch of our beer ties over there. Yeah, South Fork Tap House. We do a bunch of beer ties, and they've got awesome sandwiches and stuff. So,
dude, they've been amazing. I'm so glad they've moved in there. Their whole staff is so nice. Their food is delicious. Yeah, and they've been so accommodating for us to allow us to have beer ties over there. It's been really cool.
Yeah, totally. And then I know we've kind of hit on like all the local people here. I'd also mention, like, in addition to our individual customers who are there all the time, but like Over Mountain Trout Unlimited has been great. And also they do a lot of stuff in this area, like a lot of like cleanup work and a lot of stream restoration and a lot of sampling.
Yeah, like I just did the calendar for the month of September. They have a stream sampling like every week.
It's insane
it's
how
a lot.
active they are.
Yeah, it's a lot. So
like when we were in the sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just going to say they're doing so much.
Yeah. When we were in the TU group in North Carolina, like I felt like we had an active chapter, but like we didn't do half of what Over Mountain Trout Unlimited chapter is doing.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And then Project Healing Waters here in the area is really active.
Really good.
And they've been awesome, and they come and tie at the shop kind of once a month now, and that's been really, really fun and really rewarding.
That's
been
really
great.
cool. They're such a good organization.
Yeah. And then another one I was going to shout out was just Triangle Fly Fishers, which is that TU group that we were in North Carolina. They've been super supportive and really nice. And
honestly, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for them.
Yeah.
Because basically you moved to North Carolina and you joined up with them. They introduced you to fishing out here.
Yeah.
And then you and I got together and you introduced me to fishing. And then like sort of you'd been fishing out here for a couple years, I guess like just a year or two before you met me.
Yeah.
So then like basically my whole fly fishing journey has been here.
Been driving 4 hours out here and then yeah.
It was either catching bluegill at the impoundment pond in Chapel Hill or driving 4 hours to come fish out here.
Yeah. You had a Roanoke striper trip or shad trip.
Well, yeah,
here and there.
Yeah. We had a trip where we tried to fish for sharks near Beaufort and the steering wheel fell off of the boat.
Yeah.
While we were out. Yeah. That was fun.
That happened. But back to TU and all that stuff. Another person, Chris Walker.
Yeah.
So this is somebody that I just got to know through that Trout Unlimited chapter. He was working for Cree, which was a light bulb company. He was like a material scientist or something. Well, turns out he ended up going to work for Rio and working on fly lines, and he's their head fly line designer. And then when we opened the shop, like it was just such a awesome connection to have, because we got on with Rio and we're able to get some of their better lines and stuff like that. And he's been able to coach me through like the advantages of certain lines. And he's just such a nice person anyway.
He's so nice.
He's someone who came to our wedding. He invited us to his, but it was really tough with Emily. And
yeah.
But
he used to come to our place here before we lived here full time, and we would watch like Euro nymphing videos and spay videos with him.
We probably watched videos that Simon Gosworth was in, and like now he's like working with Simon Gosworth loosely. So
yeah, so cool. It's really cool to know personally the person who's basically like helping design the lines that we sell in the shop. It's very cool.
Yeah. And then two other people I was just going to mention, Ellis Ward and Matt Riley, because they were both really helpful in bouncing tons of ideas off of. They're super helpful in just like getting the word out that we even exist. Like Matt told a bunch of his customers and clients that like if they're looking for fly tying materials, we're a great place to go. And I mean, we sell Ellis's bucktail in the shop, and he mentions us all the time on the articulate fly, and they've just been super supportive and really nice.
Yeah, I feel really lucky to even know those guys.
Yeah.
And to be able to sell Ellis's bucktail in the shop is incredible, I feel like, because it's super unique and it's such a good product.
Yeah.
And like personally, they're amazing and it's really nice. I feel like I can name like, so I don't work in the shop nearly as much as you do, but I feel like I can name like 30 people at least that just, I feel like are so important to us. It's just really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
But yeah. If we're shouting out, huge shout out to my whole family
Yes.
for being so helpful,
Yeah.
and so hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we talked about, my dad was in putting slatwall up with us. My mom has been in there sweeping.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've both been watching Emily so that I could work and do stuff at the shop and help run the shop so you can do classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just been huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. And my sister has been super helpful. My sister, Carrie, she worked in retail for a really long time and managed some retail shops and bookstores and stuff. So she's been super helpful, like kind of on the business side.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we first opened, it was like, gosh, what do we even put in the, like, how much cash do we have in the register?
Yeah.
And it was like, I'll just call my sister and she'll tell me. She
Right.
just told us exactly what to put in there. It was like, okay, sorted.
Yeah.
So they've been incredibly helpful and supportive.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And this feels a little out of place after you just mentioned your family,
Mhm.
but I didn't say it earlier. But Corey Hartley has some very good tungsten beads that we carry in the shop, and that's been great. He introduced us to Grayson, got the logo.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Those beads are really amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Corey.
And we wouldn't have our incredible logo without him introducing us to Grayson.
I know.
Mhm.
Yeah. But anyway, it's been a wild and crazy year.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's been
3 months.
3 months and 10 years at the same time.
Yeah.
The one other thing I was going to say, like most unexpected, like crazy thing that I've kind of run into is having a 6-year-old daughter at the same time. Like you can basically plan like the week, the month,
Mhm.
you can have like your plan. And then all of a sudden, like everybody in the house is sick for 3 weeks
Yeah.
or just like random stuff like that. And it's just like the plan goes out the window and you readjust.
And the whole first year
Mhm.
of running the shop was her first year in school.
Yes.
So it was like a double adjustment kind
Mhm.
of in the family. And it has definitely been a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
I was going to say a but I couldn't really think of a but. It's just, it's been a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But year 2, here we go.
Here we go. Year 2. Awesome. Well, I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yes.
I could talk about this stuff forever.
I know we're basically like an hour and a half in, so we should probably.
I mean, I hope people have listened to this whole thing.
I know. Me too.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Should we mention how busy September is for us for the show?
Oh yeah.
Like basically, if you want to see John, you can hang out with him every single Thursday this month if you want to. Because we've got our anniversary beer tie on the 4th, which is legitimately our 1-year anniversary of being open,
Mhm.
September 4th. So we're getting a cake and we'll have it at beer tie.
Yep.
So that'll be really nice. Then
The 11th, we're doing it at the Fly Box.
Fly Box. Yep.
September 11th, we'll be at the Fly Box.
So that'll be really nice. Nice little open vice night. And then the next Thursday
Mm-hmm. The 18th.
is another one at South Fork Tap House.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next Thursday,
We're doing our Euro nymphing /
Mhm.
mono rig class.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really fun.
yeah, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And if you end up doing the class, we're going to get pizza from Paisley's Pizza, which
Mhm.
is another good local business to shout out here in Bluff City.
Yep.
We get pizza from them every week for Family Fun Friday.
Family Fun Friday.
Mhm. Which really just means we get pizza and maybe watch a movie.
Yeah.
But they're awesome. So every Thursday you're available this month. We also have beginners class on the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got?
We're doing like a Project Healing Waters tying thing, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm speaking at a different TU group
Yeah.
in Tennessee. But yeah, That's the big shop stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy September.
Mm-hmm. I feel like as we gear up for like winter, it's kind of like tying season.
Yeah.
So we might kind of keep up that kind of pace with beer ties and stuff.
Oh yeah. And in like guide seat, like the people are like booked up for the fall. So like we're going to be running on fumes here pretty shortly.
Good fumes. Though.
Good fumes.
It's like good vibes only. Good fumes only.
Yeah.
It's like really tired face.
Goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Been very tired at some points during this last year, but it's been awesome.
Well, thanks for having me on, John. It's been a delight.
Anytime, Mandy. Anytime. I think you're going to be a regular.
I hope so. This is really fun.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing this with me for a year. It's been awesome.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who has tolerated my presence in the shop. It's been really nice to get to know everybody. It's been really cool. And in all seriousness, thanks to everybody. It's been amazing. And it's been going really well, and we really appreciated it from everybody. Yeah. It's really special. All right. Well, we should probably get some sleep so we can keep up with our 6-year-old tomorrow. Yep. All right. After we hit the stop record button, Mandy and I were talking and wanted to throw out 2 additional shout-outs. First, Corey J. Smith is an excellent musician, and we use his music in our podcasts, YouTube videos, and social media. Check out his most recent album, Songs from the Creek, however you get your music. Second, we mentioned Malcolm Finlayson, but we didn't dive into the details of how he took me under his wing when I first started fishing out here in East Tennessee. He also helped take Mandy out on her first trip to the South Holston, and later officiated our wedding. If it weren't for local TU groups like the Triangle Fly Fishers and friends like Malcolm, we wouldn't be here. Thank you once again to everyone who has supported the shop. Now, on to year 2. And how that fire's burning hot, but it can't keep up with your touch. So girl, come on.